Is Counter-Strike 2 falling apart at the seams?
Laying down smoke. Grenade out. I'll make it.
Okay, to be fair, what you just saw isn't normal. CS2 technically isn't completely broken like that, but you may have noticed that recently, there's been a ridiculous amount of bugs plaguing the game, and it's left the community asking, what the hell is actually going on? Before we jump into that, we want to thank our sponsor, Cash App. Cash App lets you send, spend, save, and invest your money with confidence, with features like overdraft protection, instant transaction alerts, card lock, high yield savings, and tons more. And they also sent us to EVO in Las Vegas. This year was the biggest, most exciting the tournament's ever been, and thanks to Cash App, we were right in the thick of it. We're excited to share our exclusive EVO documentary about Arslan's big win with all of you right here on our YouTube channel, and check out Cash App using the link in the description. All right, now back to CS2, which, as I mentioned, has been going through it. A couple of weeks ago, you may remember that Valve accidentally added a game-breaking bug that allowed players to float in the air after doing a regular boost.
Now.
Oh! We're floating, yippee!
It was quickly patched out, but in classic Valve fashion, a user on Twitter alleged that it only added a new bug that gave perfect jumping accuracy to the AWP. Surprise, surprise. Shortly after the update that put the hammer down on snap tap and other input automation features, shit started to hit the fan because people were getting kicked from matches without even using any of those features. On top of that, since Valve also had to remove jump throws as a result of eliminating null binds, it immediately led to pros basically forgetting one of the core mechanics of the game.
HE close in case they were walking up and looking to go for a contact burst through it. Ooh. That's not what Electronic wanted to do. I think he actually might have wanted to hit his bind for that.
Now, all of that could have been overlooked and even forgiven because in that same update, Valve also gave the green light to VACnet 3.0. Was this what we've been waiting for? There had been evidence that Valve was tweaking their anti-cheat, so were we finally going to get an update that brought some law and order to this game? Well, at first, it seemed like it. All it took was just one video of a match getting canceled to go viral, and we all clapped like seals. Or at least I did. But we may have actually been celebrating a bit too early. You see, in that update, Valve did say that VAC 3.0 was still in testing, thus only working in select matches. As a result, there were still plenty of blatant cheaters, ones that Sponge decided to send directly to the CS2 account, adding, quote, "Fix your shit, Valve, this is pathetic." Now, to be as charitable as possible, they did say that this was a work in progress. Still, at this point in the game, I do understand the frustration, especially since things started to get weird. You see, shortly after this pretty substantial update, it felt like every time I went on Twitter, there was a new bug or exploit. Flashbang effects being negated by opening the team select menu, a plethora of new spots where the bomb can get stuck. Hell, even the mobile app was bugged, showing the Danger Zone splash card for CS2, debating fans into thinking it was actually coming back. But to top it all off, there is now the soon-to-be infamous launch options wall hack exploit. And no, I'm not talking about the exploit that let you see through walls while holding the bomb. That was last week. By entering specific lines in your launch options, which I will not show you, you could f*** up the game so badly you were able to see through walls and smokes. And folks, it doesn't stop there. Not only was Aquarius, in the instance we just saw, able to pull off the wall hack bug to a frightening degree, but he was able to crash a DM server that Launders was in by spamming a weapon buy command. Now, as I said earlier, for whatever reason, I want to be as charitable as possible to Valve. So maybe Counter-Strike has just always sort of been like this, but now it's just easier to notice every little thing with the heat being on them so much. But am I the only one that thinks that things have been especially off these last few weeks? Valve has been dropping a bunch of updates recently, and after talking to some other creators, the devs are apparently well aware of these issues, and some have already been fixed. So maybe these are just more growing pains, and listen, bugs are nothing new to this game. That being said, I do pity the people that have to work on this game's code. I have heard it's quite difficult, to say the least. But I, like many others, are hoping that all the hype from Deadlock doesn't take away from what should be Valve's #1 priority right now, which is improving the game that came before, Counter-Strike 2, to the best it can be. And by the looks of it, they're still a little ways away. But let me know if you guys had to deal with any of these bugs, or if there's any I missed, because that is entirely possible at this point. And let's just hope that next time you see me, I'll have better news. A lot of these bugs, which is like why I don't want to be too harsh to them, is because like a lot of them are like inconsequential. Like, is the wall hack exploit going to like affect everyone on the daily? Probably not. With everything they're dealing with, it's just bad PR on bad PR on bad PR. It's like they need to catch a break, but the bugs aren't helping.